Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. We say the things on here that nobody dare say. Isn't that right, Coogan? Puppy Parsons and that lad at Boxing King Media. Although I think he's probably asking the toughest questions out of all of them. But you know they can't all go for the jugular like me. But does it get you anywhere? Well, makes you peace of mind, doesn't it? So, thank you very much. For tea with honey. Eddie and silver spoon that turned gold here. Eddie Hills, should I say? Yeah, I'm a silver spoon boy, but I turned it gold. Eddie, jog on. You've had everything done for you all your life. Don't eat a cup of tea with honey, can you? Right. I've got some bullet points that I'm just going to split into a two-parter. Before I have Jerry on in a three-parter, me and Jerry are going to do something tonight, a three-parter. Just 20-minute slots with Jerry. So it's all good stuff in it. It's all good stuff. What's that noise? Can you hear that noise? What's that? Hear that? Hear that squeaking? That's Tyson Fury's arsehole squeaking. Well, does he want to fight Usyk or doesn't he want to fight Usyk? They're going to try every trick in the book to upset Usyk. They're going to wheel Big Fat Shane out to say, oh, does it even happen? Like Usyk's even bothered about that. He's just going to train anyway for date. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. He's the champ, isn't he? The undisputed champ at cruiserweight, in heavyweight. 350 fights as an amateur. 335 wins, 15 losses, rematched 11. Yeah, it's a true story. Sean Porter won't give him a rematch. He had a win over Usyk with some dodgy judges at middleweight, and he won't give him a rematch. At £165, that. When Usyk's turned pro, right, after knocking Vladimir about in sparring, he's turned pro. And there you go, we all know what happened, don't we? Undisputed at cruiserweight, won that WBSS tournament, then he beat Joe Joyce as well. We headgear off, but it was still classed as an amateur fight when he'd done him. Undisputed at cruiserweight, undisputed at heavyweight, done Joshua twice, Fury, Dubois, Bellew, Chisora. He'd done better beef in the Olympics as well. He's 20-0, 20 on Button Moon. He'll go down as an all-time great after he beats Bibble. If he isn't already, he's definitely nailed on for Hall of Fame. Don't forget, Usyk's done all that as a smaller man. As a smaller man, giving away 2 and 3.5 stone at a time. You know, like Crawford, and I know you're fighting guys at the same weight. That's why Usyk's the pound for pound best in the world. We don't see Crawford, who's now an 11 stone world champion, fighting cruiserweights, do we? What would happen if Crawford fought Opitia? He'd get knocked about, wouldn't he? Hey? So it is what it is. And that's not to mention Usyk's European gold, world gold, and Olympic gold. The guy's a winner. And Eddie Hills signed him and let him go because he weren't commercially viable. What? What? Just shows you what Eddie knows about boxing, doesn't it? Hey, unbelievable. So is Tyson Fury squeaking. That's the look, he's just going to turn up and take a payday. You don't beat Usyk in every department, does he? What department does he beat Usyk on? Height, weight, and reach. Usyk navigates all that, doesn't he? With movement, fitness, and making him do things he don't want to do. So whether the fight happens or not, I say it don't. But whether it does happen or it doesn't, we don't believe all that comes out of their mouths anyway. They're going to try everything in the book. Everything. But we're going to see, aren't we? December 21st. It's only October 3rd today, isn't it? So it is what it is. But good luck to Tyson flying the flag for Manchester and Britain. Good luck to him on the night. I just think that he's on a different planet, isn't it, to everybody else. I mean, he's dealt with all Brits, and he just like Canelo, just like Golovkin. We're like feeding machines, aren't we? It just says a lot for our guys, doesn't it, really? It says that we're not good enough. We're not good enough, are we, really? That's the bottom line, all right? So is Tyson filling his nappy? I'd say yeah, but he's just going to get paid, isn't he? So when he gets beat again, he's just going to go, hey, suckers, look how much money I've got. Because that's all he can really throw at us now, can't he? Now that the bubble's burst. So his old man's a bit quiet, isn't he? So he said to me, John Fury, I wonder if he's been eating his Lion bars out the fridge. No. He's been eating chocolate whispers because he's not been speaking, has he? So he's had to pipe down, hasn't he? What about Adrian Mole? Adrian Mole, aka Ben Shalom. Why are you bringing up Scumbag Gate? Why are you bringing that up? It's old news now. Get over it. Just because you didn't get mentioned as a scumbag. All right. So stop bringing it up. All right. You're lucky to even be in the mix. All right. I agree with Sam Jones on Hamza Udin, who's fighting for a belt, isn't he? So in his early in his career. So I agree with him on that. So me agreeing with Sam Jones. Oh my God. What's the world coming to? What is the world coming to if I agree with Sam Jones? Eh? But Sam, you're still a monitor lizard. Coming out with, can AJ beat Jabbar? Yeah, he can, absolutely. Well, of course you're going to say that. Yeah, of course he can beat him if he gets a lucky punch. He can beat him and he will beat him are two different things, Sam, but you're just playing the game, aren't you? Secretly, in your dark moments, Sam, when you're at home, right, laid in bed at night, you say to yourself, Jabbar runs over him again. But you daren't come out and say it because you don't want to burn your bridges, do you? That's the problem, isn't it, in the boxing industry? Nobody wants to say a word. They burn the bridges. But it is what it is. So Sam Jones is still a monitor lizard. No, but I'm looking forward to Sam Jones's head-turning signing that he's going to announce in 2 weeks. He's going to have a big press conference. He's telling everybody, and it's going to turn heads, and people are going to stand up and take notice. So Sam Jones has got somebody turning pro in 2 weeks, and it's a game changer. Your words, Sam. Your words. Game changer. So we're going to see. We'll see what that is. Do I think Sonny Edwards and Yafai is a good fight? I'd pay pay-per-view for that fight, me. I would. I just think that's a good fight. I don't want people saying anymore like they've been saying last couple of weeks. It's a good trade fight. It's a bit more than a trade fight. We've got Olympic gold medalist against a former world champion who's got a bit of edge to him. I didn't used to be Team Sonny. I didn't used to be, but now I think he talks a lot of sense, especially when he's behind the microphone. I think that Sonny Edwards, Paulie Malignaggi, Frotch before he got cancelled by everybody, I think they're your main guys who tell it straight. I don't want to listen to people like Tony Bellew who are biased, or Bombay Dave, biased. You know, they want to stay mix and stay on certain people's good sides, don't they? But it is what it is. So I had to laugh earlier, and somebody said to me, how come Bombay Dave never gets a commentary job working on a Bricktop shows? Well, he's been getting them when Eddie's been doing shows at Bricktop. So look, these people will work with people who can't stand them, as long as it keeps everybody happy. So, and Bombay Dave's not bad as a commentator. I wouldn't say he's brilliant, but he's very biased towards Eddie Hill's fighters, very biased. And Bombay Day should really be coming out saying that Joshua needs to retire. Do you know what I mean? But they're all going to play the game, aren't they? Stay on the right side of Eddie Hills, the 6-0 Iceman from Billericay. 4 by way off. Could you imagine Eddie coming out to the ring in a title fight? In the blue corner from Billericay, Eddie Hills. Hills. Could you imagine him? And then commentators reading him out. reading it out, you know, before he started. Eddie Hill's getting into the ring. 6-0, undefeated. Prospect. Prospect, do me a favour. In an area title against Johnny Fisher. Could you imagine that? I wonder if Eddie's turning pro. I wonder if Eddie's wangled the licence and Sam Jones is going to front it out. A bit like Johnny Fisher. Sam, why don't you tell everybody your proper role with Johnny Fisher? Mr. Manager. Hey? The management. Unbelievable. What I want to know is this. Why are the mainstream media in boxing not giving Joe Cordina airtime? I know someone that spoke to one of Cordina's lot, and they're mesmerised why you, kooks, and had him on your IFL channel to talk about his split from Tony Sims and Eddie Hill's Matchroom outfit. Why have you not had him on, kooks? Hey? Unbelievable. So Joe Cordina's being frozen out. Everybody knows it. Well, why don't nobody want to speak about it in mainstream media? World champion boxer like that was got belts at home. Part of GB setup, wasn't he? Nobody wants to talk about him, really. Strange. What's happening with Johnny Fisher, the Romford Bull? Last seen coming out of a Chinese restaurant overnight with some fly rice and egg foo young, chicken, Peking duck, rice, the lot, chips, curry sauce. Carrying it out like that, right? What is happening with him? Why did he pull out at Radenko fight? Because I ain't buying all that injury nonsense. Load of old rubbish. Load of old macaroni. Or should I say, load of old Kelly Maloney. Will Bombay Dave ever face Nicky Smedley? Yes or no? Bombay Dave, get in touch. Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone, lad. Pick up the phone. Or email me, porkycorner@mail.com. Will Bombay Dave ever face Nicky Smedley? That's what I want to know. Yes. You know, don't you, Dave? You know. Don Charles, you're boring me to death now. I don't want to see another interview with you now. When your interviews come on now, you know what I do? I turn them off now because all you're doing is just going on and on and on about how you've been poorly treated in boxing. You've got a version of the world title that's been gifted to your fighter. Grab it with both hands. Because Derek Chisora never got anything gifted him. He had to do it the hard way. You know, you kept wheeling him out in all them hard fights, Don. You know, I always wanted to know why Don Charles wouldn't stop the Derek Chisora fight against Tyson Fury, the second one, when he was in a bad way, a bad way. And it was Bricktop that actually stopped the fight. Don, has anybody ever asked you that? Any of these YouTubers ever asked you that? Why you never stopped that fight? He were being bludgeoned to death. Tyson Fury that night was a surgeon. I just want to know why you never stopped that fight. Don, why you didn't have your fighter's best interests at heart. So it is what it is. So it is what it is. Is Crusher Ben ever going to show his 274-page dossier? Yes or no? We're still waiting. 30 months now since the first test. 30 months, right? Or is it 30 months? So it's 30 months since his last fight in England, April, wasn't it? 22. Did he pop in July and then popped again end of September? So we're getting on for 2.5 years since first pop. Pop, pop, poppity pop. Pop, pop, banged out. White Rhino's on Josh Wales' show. We've covered that, haven't we, really? He's matching himself, having to pay for opponents. So sponsorship money and ticket sales will pay for opponent, which won't be cheap, probably 5 bags. And he'll be coming out at fight with 0. So he's using other promoters to get his Senate mix to get it Saudi lottery. And other promoters are saying, yeah, you can come on our show, but you've got to pay for opponent. It's funny, isn't it? Certain people used to complain about Dennis when he used to do that, and then they do it. No, it's a free-for-all, isn't it? Hypocrites. Off with their heads. Any problems with anything I'm saying on here? porkycorner@mail.com. Pop, pop, bang. Pity for Dave, though, isn't it, really? Dennis offered him Peter Naylor, Harry Armstrong, and this is Henry Armstrong, and Nick Campbell. So what can you do? What can you do? He knocked him back. Could have gone on a Dennis show. When you're not fit and you can't do an 8-rounder, oh my God, if you're blowing out your arse after 3 rounds, you're not a boxer. Dave, there's a job centre down there. Go to the job centre or get to the gym every day for a year, get yourself super fit, like Big P. It's not hard, mate, if you eat correctly. That's all. I've still got some milk tray in the fridge there from Christmas. Oh, still not at them. I keep looking at them every day. Still not at them. That's the discipline. It is what it is. Dempsey Whale 12-0. I want to see him in an area title fight. Eliminator, at least at welterweight. He can punch. Don't be fooled just because he's got 1 stoppage. I want to see him in an eliminator fight. I think he can win some at him. I think he's got some. I do, honestly. I think he could be best out of brothers. But I said it the other night on channel. I really do. So I'm Team Dempsey Whale. I think he'll win a belt him at some point. I want to see him in a title fight now, because when he wins in November, he'll be 13-0. But we're going to see title fights. What a fighter's going to do? Go to 20-0 and not be in a title fight? Got to happen soon. Even though I know Dempsey, it's got to happen. It's my job to be on these people now. If he goes to 20-0. Don't wait, go for a title. What does that mean? What will it mean? Is it going to be another Darren Tetley job? Just asking question. When the ice breaks, I'm always waiting. It is what it is, but we know my opinion, don't we, on paying for opponents. Fighters having to pay for opponents. Not good, mate. Not good at all. But like I said before, I'll say it again to Dave Allen. Get your son off YouTube and social media for 1 year. 1 year. Get super fit, get a bag, get a few quid in your pocket, get on that train down to Tony Sims' gym. This is right, I'm super fit now, let's get some sparring done. And they'll take you in. And then that's an olive branch to Eddie Hills, isn't it? Or could get Francis Warren to manage you after you've got yourself super fit a year. And then you've got an olive branch to Bricktop, haven't you? That's how you do it. You go around the outside to get to the cream, don't you? But you know, David's not going to listen, is he? He's going to do it his way. And you're all right, pick matching yourself and this and that, and slobbing about and not taking it serious. You come a cropper. This game's set a match in it. Do it now before it's too late. Be like when I told Dennis nearly 10 years ago, Dennis, you need some new signings. Can't keep signing kids that have been knocked about to paper over cracks. You need some new signings. And then latest I've heard on not so long ago, they dug John Fuchs up. They're now on about digging Ross the Boss Baconshaw up. My God. Hey up, Dennis. Hey up, Porky Ross. Hey up, Michelle. She left me for a rascal. Come on, Ross. Leave it alone, mate. Joshua, is he going to fight Dubois? Yeah, they'll fight to win a rematch. Could you imagine the media frenzy, though, if he ended up on slab? What would it be like? What would the media frenzy be like if he ended up on slab? Touch wood he done. Touch wood he done. Or folds like a deck chair, or the throat toweling in round 1 or round 2. What would media say? Would they go after him and say, listen, you've just used fans for more pay-per-view and millions of pounds, and you've turned up and just folded like a deck chair. We all knew that was going to happen. And I can say, I told you all, but you won't listen. So it'd be like when Nicky Cook were dug up after 18 months in Tenerife. Bricktop put him in a 6th rounder. I think he won on points, did he? And then before you know where you are, he miraculously appeared at number 11 in WBO rankings. And Ricky Burns would do a voluntary. How long did it fight last? Seconds. Didn't last long, that fight, did it? That cost Bricktop his Sky deal. You heard it here first. In fact, you heard it here years ago. I told you all straight then. We covered that other night. Somebody's asked me about it. I've just gone through all emails. Bagpuss, Josh Warrington's old man. Game plan were no good for Reece Mould, wasn't it? It was no good for Josh Warrington. It was no good for Maxi, but Maxi pulled a punch from Gods, but he looks spent now, doesn't he? So Is what it is. Is what it is. AJ, Frotch and Rob. What's the story, Porky? Well, it's pretty simple, really. Frotch and AJ, the styles are very similar. They're both trained by McCracken, weren't they? Their styles are very, very, very similar. The difference is Frotch has got a chin, and Frotch used to put the hard yards in. Listen, if you want to be a boxer, you've got to have everything. You've got to be a middle distance runner every morning. You've got to have mental strength. You've got to be able to punch. You've got to be able to take a punch. You've got to be able to take a body punch. You've got to be able to go to bed at 9 o'clock at night when all your mates are out party hopping like I do. You've got to be able to do all that and be disciplined. And then once your career ends and you've made loads of dough and got loads of trophies and you're set up for life, then you can go out and party pop, can't you? And come and go as you please. But like I said, too many people don't do that, do they? We're not dedicated, but the main thing is you've got to be fit. You've got to allow yourself, right, the best opportunity. That's what Dennis Osh used to say to me. He used to get fighters in and tear strips of Liam Cameron. He used to tear strips off Liam for not doing his runs. Honestly, he'd tear strips off him. And he said, you've got to give yourself the best opportunity that you can. You know, you people like your Scott Quiggs and Paul Butlers, gym rats. Look at them lads now. The millionaires are set up for life, got properties, and because they've done it properly, haven't they? And really nice kids as well. You know, my daughter Ruby, she's 12-year-old, right? In next month. You know, in say 10 years, she'd bring home somebody like Quigg or Butler, really nice kids, or Jose Burton. You know, really nice kids that are dedicated. Even though Jose didn't win a world title, he says, you know what, I ain't got a problem with my little girl going out with a boxer. You know, they're really good temperaments on them. You'd be proud to have them as your son-in-laws, wouldn't you? Well, that's why they're dedicated though, aren't they? You've got to be dedicated to your craft. A bit like me with this. I don't miss a trick, do I, on here? And nobody says it like I say it on here. People can say, oh, he's got an ego, he's done 3,500 videos and this and that. He should be good in front of the camera. I'm fantastic in front of this camera. You all know it, right? But shh, I've had my legs cut off on here, but I'm still here, aren't I? Still punching. But you've got to be dedicated to your craft, whatever you do. Whether you're a car dealer, when I had my cars on a pitch with my late friend from Cunningsborough who's passed away, they were cleanest cars, cleanest ones there. New registration plates on every single one of them because it gives off a nice effect, doesn't it? Very clean, MOTs, like, even if they're high mileage and they had a bit of work done to them. Always clean, always got to do everything to the best of your ability. I always say this: if I were going to be a bin man, I'd be best bin man in West Midlands. I'd be the best bin man if I were a bin man. So you've got to take pride in what you do. And you can always tell who's going to do well as boxers because they're dedicated. Scott Quigg's a gym rat, Butler's a gym rat. They nailed on to win world titles, weren't they? So were Frotch, gym rats. Liam Cameron nailed on to win a world title, not a gym rat. And if you are a gym rat and you can't even get a belt, a basic belt, there's a problem. And if you're not a gym rat, like Dave Allen's not a gym rat, and he doesn't own a belt, and he's had 30-odd fights, not won a belt, you're not a boxer. All right. And on that note, pop, pop, bang. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. And thanks for liking and subscribing and sharing the videos. And on Porky's International, our YouTube channel, I've just put a fantastic video on there for anybody who's a football fan. We've had Barbara the Blade on today. That video has just gone out now. That is absolutely fantastic. All right, you need to go and listen to that video. All right. Go on, booyaka. I think I'm going to watch a film now and do the next video. All right. I'm going to put Jaws 1 on. So, because Jerry got me into this with his shirt of the night. Jaws. So I'm going to watch Jaws 1975. So, peace out.